Are y'all ready for the Dr. James JC Cooley Show? It's your life. That's right. It's your life with Dr. James JC Cooley.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yes, I'm happy. I'm excited about this guest. I'm excited to be alive. I'm excited about you tuning in to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And we got a guest, Michelle. I'm not going to give it away this time. It's been 2 years since this guest been on the show, and my heart is hurting. But I made him sign a little agreement that this will never happen again. So how you doing today, Michelle?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm alive. And so, I got my workout in, got my 5 miles in. I have to say that because we got a doctor on. I had to let him know that I'm following the orders. So, what about you?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to introduce the guest.
Well, I am so happy to have this guy come back and share some of the knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and things that's going to help us understand and keep us healthy. And so, Michelle, can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this great guest? But before you do that, whichever platform that you're watching us on, what's it, E360 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Rumble, and Twitter, and over 84 other platforms. Welcome to the show. If you want to be part or this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Michelle, can you do the honors?
Yes, I will. So the title of today's show is called Physician Brand Strategist. And we're having welcoming back Dr. Ken Redcross. He's the founder and physician brand strategist. Ken Redcross, MD Consulting. He's a concierge physician and he's also a best-selling author. He's going to just talk about understanding what a physician brand strategist does. He's also going to talk about his books. One's called Bond, the Four Cornerstones of a Lasting Care Relationship with Your Doctor, and his newest book, The 15-Minute Bond Blueprint, Essential Steps for a Perfect Doctor's Visit. He's also going to discuss becoming a board certified patient advocate, and he is currently involved in getting his MBA in marketing. So, as a physician and brand strategist, and these are his words, I bring 20 plus years of experience building trust between patients, brands, and broader public. I blend clinical expertise with brand strategy, emotional intelligence, and a deep commitment to health advocacy to help organizations grow with authenticity and impact. I'm currently pursuing my MBA in marketing. I'm expanding into strategic consulting roles across health tech, wellness, biotech, and pharma, offering physician-led insights that enhance brand credibility, elevate customer experience, and drive meaningful engagement. And we're going to have him tell a little bit more about himself and this title of the show, Physician Brand Strategist. Please welcome back Dr. Ken Redcross.
JC and Michelle, 2 years is so unacceptable because I forgot how much I love both of you. So thank you for having me back. I thank the good Lord for putting us back together again, and thanks for having me back. And hello, everyone out there. I hope all is beautiful and blessed for you too.
Welcome back to the show, Dr. Ken. We are so excited to have you back. An hour's not going to do you justice, but we're going to hone in and you're going to talk about being a physician brand strategist and many things, including your 2 books, your MBA in marketing, and a certified patient advocate.
Yes. Thank you.
You know what, Dr. Rick Cross, it's always a pleasure, just chatting with you, having me on the show, and to see a lot of the things that you are doing and have done since 2 years ago. I'm excited for our audience. I'm excited about brand strategy. I'm excited about you being a physician. I mean, doing all of these great things. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit more about you that might have not watched that show 2 years ago? Where you
Hopefully they go back now, JC. I hope, because it was a good one. It was a barn burner.
It was. Where you grew up, what make you click, why you so passionate about the things that you are doing.
So thank you, JC. So once again, hi everyone. I'm so excited because being here today and being here with JC and Michelle, that allows me to kind of evangelize the thing that's so important to me brand wise, which is the patient-doctor relationship. It's so important to me because no matter what's going on in this world that we're all living, there's one thing that unites all of us. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on or what have you. The point is, we're all going to be patients. And because of that, I want to make sure that every single one of you listening or watching feel like when we leave, that now you have some tools to make sure that you have that perfect doctor relationship that you deserve. And so that's always kind of been my brand, to make sure that everyone is getting treated the way that they should, especially in the healthcare environment, which is becoming a little more challenging and a little more elusive from what a lot of patients are saying, and even in the news when you see that.
So Doc, you're doing a lot of things. You're helping a lot of businesses out. You're bringing the medical portion to what they're doing, and not just that, but the logical vision, understanding, focus, purpose to organizations that might be lacking the understanding of medical products, brands.
Sure.
So leading up to the title of the show, Physician
let me
brand.
let me explain that, JC. So everyone, as I told you, the whole purpose of my being was that patient-doctor relationship based on 4 things: trust, respect, empathy, and communication. What has happened over the years is that a lot of brands would reach out to me, JC. I'm with some of the biggest companies in the world, on the health side of things, on the supplement side of things, which is important to me to stay closer to the earth. Also, some of the homeopathic companies, natural ways of healing. And so what I started to realize, JC, is that my message of that connection, that communication, started to resonate with brands. And brands started to reach out and say, it's really no different than what I'm doing with patients for their customers. Because we say, like I just told all of you, one thing that unites all of us, we're all going to be patients at some point. So a lot of the brands started to say, this would be a great message from a board certified physician from Columbia, here in New York, to be able to not only add credibility, but authenticity, because I bleed this connection, high EQ stuff. Once again, my whole name of my brand and game is that importance of connecting. And I try to make sure that when these brands engage me and I kind of meditate on it to make sure that there's a fit, that their customers or consumers feel like, yeah, this doc is he's a different one. He really believes in what he's doing. And that's the important thing that once again started to develop over the years, and especially as my books got out and were a little bit bigger in Europe and things of that area, or in that nature, I should say, because a lot of the things I was talking about were already happening, but a lot of the companies realized that there was a lot of value from, once again, a board certified physician working on my MBA, now a patient advocate, as well, and a lot that I was bringing to the table than a typical physician.
Dr. Rick Ross,
Mm-hmm.
why is personal branding important for physicians in today's healthcare landscape? Meaning that other physicians, in order for them to get up, they need to brand themselves on their expertise. Why is it so important that they take heed for this?
So that's a great question, JC. So look, a lot of what has changed over the years, everyone, it's interesting. I'm kind of that throwback doc where I have a black bag in my car. I still will make house calls from here and there, but something has changed in medicine. Physicians are no longer independent. Most physicians in the US are now employed. When physicians are employed, a lot of things change, right? We can't give you the care that you deserve. How much time do you think you get with your doctor on average? I won't even worry about you thinking. I'll tell you, for most of you, it's 7.5 minutes that you get with your doctor. Unacceptable. But that's what happens when that model changed. I was able to learn that we need to brand ourselves, that I need to brand those things that are important to me, not some company that kind of has me in a box that focuses more on volume instead of value, really drilling into what I like to say, the soul of the patient. And so this time more than ever, it's important for physicians to kind of dial back and find out, what is your why? What is your why? What do you want to bring? What do you want to impart into the soul of patients or souls of the businesses that I'm with now? So branding is key for physicians, and it's something that you want to do earlier in your career, if possible, to once again focus on your why.
You mentioned the word why a few times, which is so important, because if you don't know why you're doing something, it's impossible to know where you're going and to provide the necessary things that patients and companies need. I hold that thought. We're going to talk about the why when we get back, but whichever platform that you're watching this on, you want to be part of this great discussion with Dr. Ken Rick Ross. All you have to do is go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
I'm with you.
Ain't nothing but a party, y'all.
That's
what.
it.
Hey, anytime we got Dr. Ken Redcross, it's a party because he's going to bring it, and he's going to educate us, and he's also going to educate other physicians on what he think they need to do, first steps in branding themselves. Now, I want to give a shout out to Charlotte. I miss you. I see you watching. We got about 6,000 people watching on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube alone. So, and the numbers they're going up. That means that they're tuning in. So, Dr. Rick Cross, you talked about the why when we was getting ready to go to the break, which is so important. Just like as I mentioned, for physicians out there trying to brand themselves, for organizations that bringing in physicians, bringing in brands. The first thing they'd have to do is answer the question of why.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing this? Or what it's going to do? How many it's going to be help? All of these things. What value this going to bring to my practice, my company, all this thing.
Right.
So, Dr. Rick Cross, what are the first steps a physicians should take to begin defining their personal brand?
You've already hit upon it a couple of times, JC. It's that why. And for all of you out there practicing, younger physicians, middle age, or even older, it takes some time, and sometimes it takes some trials and tribulations. For me, it was a near-death experience in my 30s. And for some of you who are kind enough to say, well, that was probably only a couple of years ago. No, believe me, far from that now. But seriously, it was that incident that took me off the field for a while, if you understand. I couldn't practice for a bit, and I had to do a lot of thinking. And during that time, I was able to really focus on, really, why do I do this? Now I'm the patient. What is this all about? And so it took that event and occurrence for me to realize even deeper that it's about you today. It's about those that I'm fortunate and blessed enough to touch. It wasn't about me running around dealing with the S word, which affected my heart at the time. The S word, everyone, is stress. I don't like to say the word because I think it gives it power. But the point is, it wasn't about that and me running all over the place. It was about me getting into the souls of patients. And this was my event that helped me better understand my why. And once I figured out what my why was, it was time to double down. It was time to double down because I was given another chance, another shot. And I told myself, the universe, that if I were given this shot, this opportunity, that I would almost maniacally make sure that I provided health, happiness to all those that I'm fortunate and blessed enough to touch, whether it's individual patients or those companies that entrust me with their consumers, that I would make sure that service was going to be at the tip top of that. So hopefully, for a lot of you docs out there or medical professionals or whatever career you're in, it doesn't take an event like I had for you to find your why, but it's just an example of how the way we find our why can come in a lot of different forms. You just have to be listening.
So, Dr. Ken, what are some of the common mistakes that young physicians or doctors make when they're trying to establish or promote their brands? I mean, because they're listening right here, and I'm sure that there's a lot of mistakes that they have made, but they're like, hey, I'm locked in on what Dr. Red Cross is talking about. So, what are some of the common mistakes that they make in promoting their brand?
Some of the common mistakes that are made is, number one, listening to your gut, really listening to what makes you complete. See, when we get started in healthcare, we've spent, almost 10 years of training. And now we're thrown out there. We start to see patients. And once again, healthcare is changing. You have to listen to your gut to know what is going to really get you up each and every morning to make your difference, whatever it is that is for you. That can sometimes take a little bit of time, but you have to listen to your heart. The other thing is, you need to make some of those smart financial decisions. And I'm not talking about just with your paycheck, but I tell my young docs in particular to make sure that your income, your wealth that's going to be coming is protected with things you don't think about. Disability insurance, for instance, things that young docs don't think about. I'd like to talk to them about planning for some of those things, because those are the things we need to prepare for. Like I told you, my near-death experience helped me realize that we have to prepare for things along those lines to make sure that we are prepared to grow. Because when you start early in your career, you start to see things start to change a little bit. Things change a bit on what kind of completes you. And that's before you get to your family and things of that nature. So I would say to make sure that you're protecting the wealth that's coming with disability insurance. There's a lot of good companies, company Pattern, and there's a million of them out there that are good. And to make sure that when you're out there, that you're listening to your heart and you're listening to other docs who have been there before, so that you don't necessarily commit those same mistakes that some of us did.
So how does how can I put it, a strong personal brand benefit not only the physician, but the patients as well? Because the reason I said it is, as a patient or you're seeking advice, we want to make sure that we are able to contact the perfect doctor or doctors that are branding themselves, opposed to just going in the yellow page, but they don't use that much anymore, and just pick out anybody and go see them.
Well, I'll tell you this, and when you talk about the branding, the brand should feel palpable. Like, once we're done today, everyone, I hope, and I really truly hope, that you'll be able to get here and say, that doc, he cares. Like, he knows why he's here. And if he's involved or if decisions are made, then that is 100% his true belief. And that matters to me. Now, how do you get that in docs that you don't necessarily know? A lot of that is word of mouth. A lot of that is hearing from other family members and that sort of thing. The other thing is making sure that you're an advocate for yourself and for your family. That's how you start to hear more about other physicians and health systems or what have you that focus on what matters first and matters the most. But any medical system or doctor that you get with, you should feel that, once again, that their energy, their spirit is palpable on what it's going to mean for you and your family's health moving forward.
So social media is big right now, and
Mhm.
everything that we do, social media platforms, AI,
Sure.
and a plethora, a lot of different things that are coming out, or that's already there, but they haven't been released yet. How does social media and AI and other platforms play a major role in pushing your brand out there, making sure you got the right message, making sure people understand you, making sure that they understand, you mentioned the word care,
Yeah.
understand that you care in your branding
Yeah.
and that you are who you say you are. Yes,
Right.
so I know that's a loaded question.
Right. No, no. Look, I love loaded questions. I love them. So I'll tell you this. So when you're branding and when I think of social media, it depends on who I'm talking to, right? If I want to talk to, my moms of the world and her friends and so forth, that's a Facebook talk. If I want to talk to my twins peers and what they go through, that's a TikTok discussion. If I want to do kind of what you're doing, JC and Michelle, with this beautiful platform, that's more of a YouTube sort of discussion. So for me, I have to maneuver, who am I trying to, what soul am I trying to get into with this particular topic or information or what have you. But the point is, it all should be integrated. In other words, the messages should be the same. You shouldn't see a different person here than there. They should all feel like there is an integrated plan as to what this physician or health network or what have you provides me. The world of AI is interesting. Everyone worries about AI, replacing them. And we all know it's not about AI replacing us. It's those who don't know how to use it being more replaced. And so it's becoming a big thing, especially in healthcare. Nothing will ever replace a good physician and a good bond. As I talk about, bond, it's about making sure that, we're building, the trust, making sure that we are offering respect to patients, nurturing empathy, driving communication, all of those things that are important that each and every one of you should feel every time you interact with the healthcare system. JC.
Can you hear me now?
Sorry, JC, I got you. Sorry about that.
Hey, sorry about that. I missed that.
No, no biggie.
But for physicians that might be dealing with a lot of institutions, a lot of different companies, countries, or etc.,
Yeah.
how would they go by personalizing the needs of that institution, that company, um, that they are dealing with to make sure that whatever that company or institution is doing, that they make sure the right branding is for them?
Right, right. That's a good question too. You have to make sure you get to leadership, everyone. You want to get to leadership. Number one, you want them to know who you are, because a lot of these networks have hundreds of doctors, but you want them to know who you are. And you want to kind of know, what lane do you want to be in? I have some wonderful colleagues who their space is women's health. That's their thing. That's their lane. That way, when you're in that employed model, they can actually push your brand. They can actually help to develop your brand, or even get more niche than that. You want women's health between 35 and 42 that live in the Southeast or what have you. But the point is, you can get them to help push your niche, but find out what is your lane. What's going to make you, something different, something that stands out. I was blessed, JC, in that most physicians aren't working with brands like I do. Most physicians communicate a little bit differently. I'm blessed. I'm an only child, so I love to talk. So that was easy for me. But everybody has a different song to sing in this world. And so the quicker that you figure out what your lane is, and if you are employed, getting to the higher ups to let them know what makes you is something that can be beneficial for both you as your personal brand and for the brand of the health network or practice.
Wow. Well put. Well put. Out. We got to take a station break. And I don't want to, but I got to pay the bills. We got to come back. We got a lot more to talk to Dr. Ken Red Cross about.
Yes.
And if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're
Cool.
watching us on. Go to the comments, asking the question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are. Grow in faith. And build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. Yeah, it's your life. I was in Zanzibar about 3 months ago, and
Yeah.
just bring back memories.
I'm sure. I was enjoying that. Congratulations. What an honor.
Oh man, you know it's God is good. That's all I can say, Doctor.
All the time.
God is good. You know, and this conversation that we're having today is extraordinary, and I know it's going to help a lot of young physicians, businesses, people that are seeking help and tailoring their brand. This is the best in the business, Dr. Ken Red Cross. He's going to tell you how to reach out and get in touch with him if you're looking for a strategic help in promoting your brand. Best in the business. So hey, Dr. Ken, just getting back and some of the principles that you are applying and dealing with institutions and companies that are seeking help, especially medical institutions with hundreds and hundreds of doctors around, not
Mhm.
just the United States, but around the world and all that.
Sure, sure.
What is the first thing that you do when you meet with leadership? You're right. It have to be leadership first. If leadership do not understand, middle management and everybody else is certainly not going to understand because they're not going to have the resources. So,
Mhm.
what are the first things that a young physician might be asking right now, or companies might be curious of, is how they get started?
Yeah, and one of the other things that's important, if a lot of you are like me, I'm on the primary care side, everyone. I'm an internist, so internal medicine is where I did my training. And depending on where you are, I've been very fortunate and blessed to work with a diverse set population. I ran an office in Harlem. I ran an office in Washington Heights, which is the largest population of Dominicans, second to the Dominican Republic. I've had a practice, started my concierge practice in Beverly Hills. Once again, different patients. I've worked in the rainforest in Puerto Rico. Once again, different patients. I'm sharing this because when you figure out where you want to be and kind of hang your shingle and so forth, those are the things you want to know and ask about. What patients are you going to be serving? Now, as you know, you deliver high quality care to every patient. But once again, there's certain things that are fulfilling at different times. Which population do you want to lift up? How do you want to lift them up? So you don't just go into the job and say, hey, I'm family medicine. Hey, I'm internal medicine. Throw all the patients at me and so forth. You would kind of want to know what is the segment? What population am I dealing with? Because then it allows you, as a good marketer would, because I want all of you to feel like marketers for your practice and brand. What is your target? The segment is this way, everyone. The target is here so that you can then position yourself to be the type of physician and have the type of practice that you want.
Wow. So Doc, a couple of years back, you wrote this book called Bond.
Sure.
In writing this book, since publishing the book, how have you seen the landscape of doctors-patient relationship evolve, especially in the digital and the post-pandemic world?
Yeah, so I was very fortunate when I wrote Bond, and I have to thank two folks who were very instrumental in that, Miss Felicia Rashad and Judge Gregory Mathis, who understood my message even back then and felt it was important enough for them to lend their big names to the forward of my book because the message was that important, not just for Hollywood, but for everyone. And so since that time, as you mentioned, JC, AI has started to play a part. Things have started to change and shift, which let me know that even though I wrote Bond and I worked on those four cornerstones, there was something new. And that was the 15-minute Bond blueprint. And with that title, JC, the whole point was to take each and every one of you 1 through 15 minutes to help you navigate this crazy healthcare world. What do you do at minute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And I do that because when you go see your doctor, there's usually 15-minute slots, 30-minute slots, and depending new patient hour slots. And so it was an anecdotal way to make sure that hopefully you feel with somebody's got your back that's making sure you're going to get exactly what you need because you're going to have this support and this kind of cheat sheet with you in your pocketbook.
From a physician perspective, I always want to ask this question.
All right.
Uh, um, do the doctor have in mind, I mean, right away, how much time? I know you mentioned 7.5 minutes and
Oh
15.
yeah, yeah.
How much time that I have to spend with this patient, not
Oh
knowing a whole lot about this patient, but I
yeah,
got all these other patients lined up.
yeah.
How do a physician prioritize um, how much time, what it's going to require for them to get
Oh
an
my.
understanding of a patient and also develop a patient, physician-patient relationship.
Yeah, look, JC, it's tough on average, which is the reason why, guys, I went to the path less traveled, I should say. On average, an internal medicine doc will see 30, sometimes more patients a day. And I don't know how you get into the souls of 30 patients perfectly or the way it should be. And so docs don't know, JC. A lot of things happen. I have a patient. I'm going to see the patient. There's no problem. But then when I do their history, they tell me they have chest pain. So therefore, they need an EKG now. That means that visit's going to be strewn out a little bit longer, which means the patients behind them are going to be kind of pushed down a little bit. So these things are not necessarily something that the doc knows when they get in there. You know, we go in there, we try to see ahead of time what the patient's coming for and get something in our head about where we want to go. But as you know, life isn't really linear. And so things kind of come up. So docs don't typically know, but we do know when we're rushed. And I do not know how most doctors in the world, but let's stick with the United States, can't feel rushed with 30 souls in there that are there vying for their attention and help.
Yeah, I mean, it's always wondered that, but you're right. I guess in life, certain things that when you're dealing with customers or you're dealing with a patient is a customer, once you get a better understanding of what that is we have to prioritize the importance of the visit and make sure that we provide the best possible care and information and not destroy that patient physician-patient relationship. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about within healthcare. That relationship has changed. Years ago, before me even, you know, it was more, you know, of a paternal sort of relationship. You take my direction and that's it. Things have changed in healthcare. Now it's more of a shared decision making for the better, I think, by the way. This is shared decision making. I want you to feel like a partner in your health, because if you are a partner with me, you have more skin in the game. And that's the important thing. So whether I'm running around or I saw you in the office or I'm making a house call, and that reminds me of my little doctor bag card shows that I really do make house calls. Those things are important. And so, you know, so just keep that in mind.
Well, so Dr. Red Cross, I know we're getting ready to go to break in a minute or so.
Sure.
So it's also important. I know you mentioned you feel like you and your patients feel more like a partnership for doctors, but do you believe there are still some patients out there who may be old school and just, you know, like to be given direction and maybe, you know, do things the way they're used to?
And I think that's a good thing. And that gets back to what I said about seeing patients of different paths and walks of life, because you're right. My older patients just kind of want some direction and I just listen. That's the reason why the good Lord gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? We need to be listening instead of talking. And so my older patients, we kind of listen. And so it's never them involved or any patients involved in clinical decision-making, like prescriptions and so forth. It's just making sure, you know, you have a say in what's going on with your body and what we're doing. So I understand totally what you mean there. And once again, it depends on the patients and what we are dealing with. But above all, it's just to make sure that you understand that you are the number one in this. I'm just fortunate enough to be there and be trained to help in a different way.
Wow. This is absolutely fantastic. We got to take a station break.
Let's do it.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not going.
Oh, we got more. Dr. Ken Red Cross coming your way. And if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments on the platform that you are watching us on. That's any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Listen up. It's Dr. J.C. Cooley. Yeah. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Hey.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I tell you, just having this discussion with Dr. Ken Redcross, so important, especially for not just the physician, but the patients and companies out there as well on creating their brand and making sure that the potential customers or patients have an understanding of who you are, what you're trying to do, what services you're offering, how you can make their life much better.
Yeah.
And just listening to Dr. Ken Redcross, you can tell that he's been doing this a long time and he understands what caring for patients are all about. And so that's the most important thing that I believe that we all look for. And our doctors is understanding what caring for them, how they feel. They know that we're there and they're not just a number. So,
Right.
so can you talk about that just a little bit, Dr. Ken?
Sure. So right there, JC, you are preaching to the converted, because you're absolutely right. The whole important thing is that you feel 4 or 5 things that that when you have that perfect doctor-patient relationship, or when I'm delivering this sort of services to businesses, I should say, rather, you have better healthcare outcomes. You feel like you have an advocate, in other words, someone that has your back. You have peace of mind. You get educated even more so with what I can bring. You also feel empowered. And that's the big key there as well, to make sure that you realize that this is a special space that you're in, whether I'm dealing with patients in that case or dealing with companies in this case. It's making sure we deliver something very special and deliver value to the patients on the patient side or to the customers on the business side.
Dr. Red Cross, we got a couple minutes before the end of the show. Let's talk about your latest book, a little bit more in detail, the 15-minute bond blueprint, essential steps for a perfect doctor's visit. Can you just tell the audience a little bit about this book and what made you decide to write it?
Yeah, and so when I was mentioning everyone that with Bond was kind of my 30,000-foot view of what was going on with healthcare, but so many things started to change, and I was just compelled, and the universe said I needed to kind of dive in a little bit more, not so wide, but to go deep. And that's exactly what the Bond Blueprint allows me to do. At the same time, I was very fortunate enough to recently be board certified. So I'm a board certified internal medicine physician, but I'm board certified now as a patient advocate as well, which was perfect timing for the 15-minute bond blueprint, which really drilled in to those things that matter, being patient health and happiness, and also business health and happiness and what they're delivering. Because at the end of the day, their customers, the way I look at them, Michelle, they're patients. They're patients for me to touch as well, just through a different platform.
So, we've heard the term patient advocate.
Yeah.
I know you're board certified, but what exactly more does it detail as a board certified patient advocate? I mean, as a doctor, as a healthcare professional, you do advocate for your patients, but is there a little bit of a difference in being board certified?
Oh my gosh, Michelle, that's a great question. Look, it is extremely deep. I mean, it's not only just seeing the patients, it's how do you help the patients navigate insurance challenges? How do you help the patients make sure that things are diverse and that they feel included and that there's equity there? How do you make sure that their voices are being heard when they leave your office and other establishments and so forth? So it's not so much just the patient in front of you. Being able to get a certification is something that really says for me that you are really patient-centric there. Like, what you're about and making sure that you're really giving the patient something else than what they get in the regular patient-doctor relationship. I hate to use this because it's always overused, but it's like the patient-doctor relationship on steroids and even deeper, and bringing much more to the healthcare family and also to the business families as well. Because like I said, no matter what, we're all going to be a patient. And I want to make sure that everyone out there has the best possible experience possible.
I have my MBA in marketing. I had that years ago.
I didn't know that.
I was an undergrad. I was a marketing management major.
Oh, I love this.
And I got my MBA in marketing from Concordia, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Marketing is so diverse. It is. And then everything's always changed, especially with AI and everything like that. Okay. What made you decide to get your MBA in marketing? Understand, brand centric.
Yeah.
What is your goal in the midst of achieving this MBA in marketing, and what you want to do with that?
So everyone, is interesting. I started my MBA 6 or 7 years ago because I wanted to do my MBA in management, because I wanted to run a health network. I was blessed enough that through some relationships, someone called me before I finished the MBA, and I ended up running that health network. But when I did that, it was kind of some of the things that we're talking about. It wasn't patient-centric enough. It was about business and volume and all of that. And I said, that's not what I am about. So I decided to come back to marketing, because the marketing allows me to really drill down on people. It allows me to drill down on what are their desires and what are their wants and how I can deliver them. And I'm able to do that because I was doing it on the patient-doctor relationship side, but now I'm able to deliver on those desires and wants through companies who have patients as customers. And marketing side is so fascinating nowadays, as JC was talking about AI and so forth. That's all marketing, and figuring out how to leverage that. And now I can figure out another way to leverage how to make patients and customers happy. What? Sign me up. Sign me up.
Marketing is all about your target audience, and your target audience is your patients.
Yep.
And the other healthcare establishment that you also have to deal with, and also be an advocate for your patients.
Yep.
So it's all about what your target audience is and the avenue that you're going to use to make your point, to get your goals across. So marketing is fun.
It's the best. It's the best. I'm touching more and more souls. So it didn't take long once I started that. I was like, all right, let's stop messing around. Let's get to some more souls now.
And that's what it's all about, is touching souls, reaching out, providing help, providing vision, understanding, focus.
Absolutely.
Doc, we are out of time, but before we go, can you tell our viewers and listeners how can they get your book? How can they reach out to you?
Oh, sure.
How can they reach out where the doctor will make I wouldn't say a house call, but a communication?
There you go. So everyone, I'm pretty accessible, and it's like that on purpose. So Ken Red Cross MD will get you on any of my platforms, whether it's IG, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, Facebook or LinkedIn, or even YouTube. I answer every message I get. It takes a lot because I'm very fortunate. I get a lot of them, but it's important that you feel like you can reach out if need be for any sort of support. On the company side, it's even more important to make sure, how can we drill your messaging? How can we make sure that we add authenticity and a doctor's point of view on things? And so I really mean it, everyone. This isn't lip service. After watching this awesome show, which is ridiculous that it took me 2 years to come back, please feel free to reach out, say hello, answer questions, whatever I can do to make your life experience better.
Well, you got to stand the invitation, Ken.
All right.
Invitation for the show.
Everybody heard that.
Yeah, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out your schedule. Hopefully, we'll get you back on again if your schedule permits. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another extraordinary, outstanding show. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners out there for tuning into the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also every Sunday on AM 660, The Answer, a case guy out of Dallas, and AM 1170, The Answer out of San Diego. Always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life, and we'll see you then.